Hello and welcome to the first episode of Retake Hearthstone Edition. My name is Alex Shinkari Erdenberger. I'm here joined today by Peter Moosey Knudsen to my left and Amar Guiyze Nanjiani to my right. Guys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, starting with Moosey to my left.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Moosey.
And guys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'm Guiyze. I play Hearthstone.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
I just am here for some reason.
Just here. What they don't like to tell you is that these guys are both legend ranked players. They're pretty good, and they've appeared on multiple of our EGF tournaments. These guys are pretty great players themselves. And me, I'm just a caster, rank 15 hype.
Yeah.
So today we're going to bring you a card review for the most recent set of Hearthstone being revealed, which is the Journey to Ungoro. We've seen a lot of super sweet cards, and we are going to talk about them here today. We also will have some star ratings going along with our thing. So make sure we'll have a little bit of insight on what cards you want to disenchant and what cards you want to keep for your super sweet decks when you open up those 50 packs on the 16th. So we're going to start off with this first card, the Tartolin Forager, 2 mana 2/2, Battle Cry, add a random minion with 5 or more attack to your hand. I'm going to start over here with Moosey. Moosey, what do you think of this card?
All right. Well, I mean, it's not something that's definitely going to see play in Constructed. It probably won't. But overall, just like as far as the card goes, I mean, it's gives you some decent value. It's not the worst thing ever, but I'd rate it like a 3 out of 5. It's playable, but it's not likely to be seen in competitive.
Right. And guys, what do you think of this card?
Well, the thing about it is, like, I know we haven't got there yet, but it has synergy with a lot of the other cards that the Druid has so far, which we'll get to.
Yep.
Because, a lot of them are, like, if you have a 5 attack minion, then, do this or whatever. So it could see play in decks that want to utilize, like, the Druid quest. But on its own, I don't think it's terrible. It's kind of like another Swashbuckler kind of card, or another Babbling Book, but the Druid edition.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. So I gave it a 3.
Yeah. I agree with you.
It's all right.
Yeah. I agree with you guys for the most part. I think it's a 3 out of 5 as well. I think my big problem with it is that I think it's fairly swingy, which is why I was like hesitant to give it a 3, because there are times where you could get like, oh sweet, I got like an Ancient of War, but like I feel like there are a lot of other times where you're like, oh, I got a Magma Rager.
Yeah.
Like
if it was Discover, it would be pretty decent.
Yeah. But like,
if it was Discover, it'd be really strong. Actually, I think it's okay like this. It's not a horrible card. It's not amazing.
Yeah,
it could be. It could see play. We don't know.
Yeah, but that's the big thing. Like, you can either get something great, or just like you can just get something just completely like. You could also get like Worgen Greaser. Like, these are all like cards that are still in the format. Like,
to be fair though, like cards like Swashbuckler, you can still get Shatter from them, but you can also get like Healing Wave. Yeah. To heal out of the range of a shaman or something. So
I think the general consensus is that this is a 3 out of 5. If you're going to be playing the deck that is running the Druid quest, then this is the card to be playing.
Yeah, you might be playing it.
Maybe.
Yeah. So
I think it might be decent in Arena though.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna.
It could be good.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next card, which is a 3 mana 5/1. It is called Elder Longneck, and Battle Cry. If you're holding a minion with 5 or more attack, adapt. So, guys, we're going to start with you this time. What do you think of this card?
At first glance, it seems awful. It's 3 mana 5/1.
Yeah.
But there are some decent like adapts you can get. Like +3 health makes it a 3 mana 5/4, which isn't horrible. 3 mana +1/+1 is pretty bad actually. Most of the adapts don't seem very good with this. Like like you can make it like a Shadow Rager. I don't know. It doesn't seem that great. I guess it also has synergy with the quest, but I mean, it's pretty garbage.
Yeah. Moosey, what do you think of the card?
I would say there's 2 good adapts you can get, either Divine Shield or +3 health.
Right.
But besides that, the card's generally really garbage, and you'd rather run something else.
Yeah. So what out of 5 are you giving it?
I'll give it like a 1 out of 5. It's
A
just
1 out of 5.
not good.
Um,
Never
I,
play it.
This is a 1.
I
Maybe
was
a 2.
I was a little bit more generous. I gave it a 2 out of 5. But I think I agree with you guys. Like, I think the big problem with this card is that it is very dependent on the adapts that you see. Like, you have to remember that you're not always going to see the same adapts all the time, and it's not all the
Yeah.
adapts at the same time. You get to choose 3. So if you pick up like gain 3 attack, poisonous, or like +1/+1, this card is awful, right? But
Yeah.
if you get like +3 health, if you get divine shield, or you get stealth, like this card is like okay, right?
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm giving it a 2 is because it's just better than a Magma Rager, and in the deck where you want to be playing 5 attack minions in order to get that Druid,
Yeah.
it's okay in that deck.
That's
it's
the
a
only
little bit
reason I
better.
can see it working, because it has 5 attack, and
Yeah.
the request is 5 attack.
And on top of that, like it's a 3 mana. So being able to play a 5 attack minion on that point of the curve is pretty okay. That's the only
But it's
reason
a
I give it a 2.
1 health. Magma Rager, basically,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Is the only reason I give it a 2 is because
But if you get the health, it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I totally agree. So we're going to move on to the next card. Next card is, if I can find the place to scroll, is the Verdant Longneck. Now, this is one of the first cards we saw with Journey to Ungoro. It is a 5 mana 5/4 with Battlecry Adapt. So what do you guys think about this card?
Well, it's better than Booty Bay Bodyguard.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's not saying much. I definitely think it's like another 1 out of 5. It's just a pretty below average card.
Yeah. Guys, what do you think about this card?
Well, initially I thought it was terrible, but now I'm thinking about it, thinking about the adapts, it doesn't seem like it's the worst card, and then like it also synergizes with the quest. Like all these cards synergize with the quest, I think. But like it's got like you can give it taunt, so it can be a Booty Bay Bodyguard.
Right.
If you add +3 health, it's decent. I mean, I'm not sure if it'll see play though. It seems like good, but like only like oppressively good cards make it into like competitive decks.
Right.
And this isn't one of those. Like it's just decent.
Yeah.
+3
so
health
I'd
makes
probably
it
give it a
slightly
2
better
or
than
a
a Pit
3.
Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like at best, it's just like basically like a slightly higher than vanilla minion, but it doesn't do much aside from that.
right. So what are you giving this out of 5?
I'd give it maybe like a 2.5.
2.5. I'll give you.
Two or
I'll give
just
you
round
like a
down 2.
Yeah. I'll just slide in the 2.5. I agree with you guys. I think this is a 2 out of 5. I think it is. The reason that I value this over the previous minion is that by itself it is a value minion for 5 mana. So we look at like Evil Heckler. We also look at Booty Bay Bodyguard and stuff like that. They're 5/4s. And on top of that, with the adapt, it becomes overstated, like based upon whatever you're getting. Like +1/+1, it becomes a 6/5, and that's overstated. Like if it gets +3 health, it becomes a 5/7, and that's overstated. Like so on and so forth. I think it's good if you're running the Druid 5 mana 5 attack minion quest, but other than that, like I don't think it's better than say Druid of the Claw, which is a great card. Like it might not have that 5 attack, but it's definitely more versatile than this.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's a 2 out of 5 for me. We're gonna move on to the next card here, Earthen Scales. It is a 1 mana spell. It is a rare, and it says give a friendly minion +1/+1, then gain armor equal to its attack. All right, guys, what do you think about this card?
I mean, if Fatigue Druid becomes a thing, it could be decent.
Yep.
But even then, I don't think it's really that great. Like Feral Rage is just good armor gain.
Yep.
And this is 1 mana, so it's a little bit more like flexible. But unless you're planning on running like huge minions, I don't think it's going to be much better than Feral Rage.
All right. So what out of 5 are you giving it?
I'd probably give it a 2.
A 2 out of 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter, what do you think?
I think I'd have to agree with guys here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting card, something you haven't seen from Druid yet. So there's that, but overall, the power level of this card is just not what you want to see out of, cards like this.
Right. And you have to, and I'm agreeing with you guys. I think this is, I think for me, I think it's a 1 out of 5. I don't think it's very much of a 2, because I think when the times when it's good, like it's most of the time like just worse than Feral Rage, and the times where it's bad, like it's awful, right? Like this is worse than Claw at its worst, and worse than Feral Rage at its best. And you know, maybe this is for the deck that's like running a bunch of smaller minions, like that Beast Druid deck that's been trying to, you know, make its way throughout the past like multiple expansions. Like, come on, guys, play something else besides like a ramp druid. And you know, like looking at this, like, okay, so maybe I play a Druid of the Claw, and I give it +1/+1. I have a 5/7 taunt for 5, and I gain 5 armor. That's just okay.
It's not the worst. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
One thing I just realized, it could be good with like Auctioneer because it's a one cost spell.
Yeah, that's true.
So it could have synergy with decks like that. Gain 4 armor, draw a card. It's not the
You
worst
can
thing.
go in my Questing Druid.
Yeah, put it in Questing
Questing
Druid. There you go. It would
Druid.
actually be really good in Questing Druid. Hey, this card enables the Questing Druid archetype, man.
Oh my
Let's
god,
go.
dude! Yeah, and we also have Mark of the Lotus. This is broken. This is just too good. I don't know. I'm just not convinced.
Yeah.
I think it's a 1 out of 5. I think you should just dust
Yeah.
it.
It could see play in some fringe decks, but I mean, I don't think it's
Yeah.
particularly.
Yeah, there's just better options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next card, which is Evolving Spores. It is a 4-mana rare spell that says adapt your minions. All right, Peter, what do you think of this card?
First glance, kind of reminds me of Soul of the Forest. But I think this might be better because it's more flexible. Like, you can use it for +3 attack for burst damage, as if it's Savage Roar. Or you could just get the Death Rattle, make your board sticky.
Yep.
Plenty of viable options to pick off that. However, I don't think Token Druid is going to be that great in this upcoming expansion. But the card definitely has potential. I'd give it probably a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. And Amar, what do you think of it?
I like where this card's going. Like, I love Token Druid, one of my favorite decks. So I like this deck supports that, but I don't think it's like really great. Like, there is some good outcomes. Like the Living Spores is pretty decent. Health is good. The +1/+1 stats for 4 mana is pretty weak. It can be like a Savage Roar, like a permanent Savage Roar, which is pretty solid.
Yep.
So, I mean, the thing is, like, you won't always get +3 attack. So there's a lot of pretty garbage options. There's some really good options and pretty garbage options. So I think there's a little too much variance for this card. So I'd probably give it like a 2.
Okay.
Or 2 and I'll give it a 2 because, like, sometimes it's just garbage, sometimes it's really good. I don't think cards like that, I don't think they're generally worth running.
Right. I think I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. I'm gonna be a little bit more generous. I think this card is pretty good, just because I think we still have Living Roots is cycling out, right?
Yeah.
But we saw the Violet Teacher shenanigans that you can do.
Like Violet Teacher is like one of the first things that came to mind when I saw this card, and like even then, like Druid has a decent number of low cost minions that they can still play, and in order to adapt and go fairly wide. So I don't particularly hate it. I don't think it's a 2 out of 5 because I think it will see play in trying to get Token Druid to work. It really just depends. I think there are still a decent number of, like, still getting Divine Shield on a Violet Teacher still seems pretty good, or even getting the +3 attack, +1/+1 is still pretty good as well. Like, you still have a decent number of adapt options that I think that the variance doesn't really matter. And then we still have like decent number of cards in Druid that can give you that, like go real wide with it too.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah. So let's move on to the next card, and it is Shell Shifter. Is a 4-mana rare minion. And it has choose 1, transform into a 5/3 with stealth, or a 3/5 with taunt. And we have both of the images. And the 5/3 with stealth looks like a little raptor, and for the 3/5 with taunt looks like a triceratops. And for those of you running Fandral Staghelm, the 5/5 with stealth and taunt looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. So that's pretty cool.
That's some value.
Yeah. So Peter, what do you think of this card?
Okay, well, my first thought is it's probably just going to end up as a Senjin. Just a 4-mana 3/5 taunt. Which, I mean, Senjin isn't a bad card, but when you think about cards like Druid of the Claw, they're kind of just better. However, Shell Shifter is also kind of flexible, and it allows you to get that quest done. So it's like
Wait, does
it's a
it?
decent card.
Mhm.
If you pick the
You make it a
5/3.
5/3. Does it actually count for the quest?
Yeah.
I believe
Oh,
so.
okay. That makes it a little bit better than this then.
Yeah, so I think I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Like, it's not going to be played in all decks, but it's possible to slide it in there.
Yep. Amar, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't hate it actually. If it synergizes with the quest, it's not the worst thing because you can make it a 5/3. Like 5/3 with stealth is not too bad because it's got stealth. It's pretty aggressive. And then if you're facing like aggro decks, you just place the 3/5 with taunt, plays it as engine. It's not too bad. So I actually think this card's not terrible. I think it could see play in a quest deck.
We probably should have done the quest first.
Yeah, we probably should have done the quest first. That's
Yeah,
probably
we just
a
go
good
to that
idea.
real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost there. It'll be fine. We're going to talk about the quest in a bit for all those who are wondering what the quest is. But I am definitely going to be a little bit more generous, and I think this card is a 4 out of 5. I think both of its modes are incredibly versatile in the fact that you either get a Stranglethorn Tiger or you get a Senjin Shieldmaster. Both of which are very good. Like
It's slightly understated Stranglethorn, but
you get like an undercosted Stranglethorn Tiger, sort of, right? It has 2 less health for like 1 less mana, but I think that's worth it. Like the only card like that completely destroys Shell Shifter in that state is like Hellfire, but like, you know, we're not gonna see or like Flame Strike, but like we're gonna see like a slow decline of some of like these big control decks, and more so like mid range and aggro, and some combo decks are gonna come a little bit more forward. And because of that, like having a 5/3 stealth is definitely a little bit more useful, and than just playing straight up Stranglethorn Tiger. And the ability to have a 5/5 with stealth and taunt is pretty good. I mean, it's kind of like awkward having those 2 keywords together, but having a Stranglethorn Tiger that comes out of stealth and then has a taunt is pretty good. So
I don't think we're gonna get the Fangel value that often on this card though.
But
yeah, it's not a priority card for it.
Yeah,
I mean you could, but
yeah, I'm not saying that it's a priority card for the Fangel, but I'm saying like all 3 modes of this that you could possibly use are useful, incredibly, and that's why it's a 4 out of 5 for me.
It also has the beast tag, so that's plus.
Yeah, a lot of these cards have beast tags, so I guess it kind of synergizes with beast druid stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Yeah, and it curves right into Menagerie Warden.
Menagerie Warden is 6 mana.
Is it Menagerie Warden or a 6 drop?
Oh yeah, never mind. Forget
Yeah,
about
it is.
Not quite.
Almost there.
Almost.
But we are going to move into the next card, and it is Living Mana. It is a 5 mana rare spell. Transform your mana crystals into 2/2 minions. Recover the mana when they die. So this will make 2/2. I think the little token is right below it. No, it is not. So it looks like a tree ant, and it says Death Rattle, gain an empty mana crystal. I think we
Mass Dispel.
I think we have wildly different opinions on this, and I think I'll start with mine. And it is a 1 out of 5. Immediately disenchant this card. This card is absolute trash. Don't even play it. So it's not even the fact that Mass Dispel or even a Mass Polymorph Potion from Kazakis, or I don't know what else you could play that just completely shuts it down. But when it dies, you get an empty mana crystal. It's empty.
Oh, is it empty?
Yes. It's just okay. So at 5 mana, it's like you look at this and you're just like, whoa, for 5 mana, I get 10 power on the board. That is ridiculous. And then I can follow it up, like adapt my minions, and dude, this could be so sweet. But like, you're making fairly low power minions for 5 mana. Like, this dies to every board wipe imaginable. So like, you're spending 5 mana to make a fairly weak board. Like, and then like they all die, and then you're like, oh well, I guess that was a waste of a turn 5 when I could be doing something better. You know, like you could do some shenanigans where you're just like, I don't know, play the pilfered power where you get mana crystals equal to the number of minions and just double your mana. But like, that's like super fringe case. You also have to have like innervate coin, pilfer power. Like,
Monsanto says it's not empty crystals, by the way.
Oh, it's not.
No, it is empty crystals. It's Death Rattle gain an empty mana crystal. I just looked it up on
all right.
Yeah.
on the Hearthstone wiki.
Totally not worth it.
So does that mean that so you play this, you lose all your mana, so next turn you have 1 mana, and one of these dies, and you still have 1 mana for your next turn.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's basically overload
All
Yeah.
right.
It is.
everything.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
But if you can make
Well,
like an
then.
insane board, like you can drop this, play like the adapted minions card, or like Soul to Forest. It's not horrible, but the
It's-
overload 9 is kind of scary.
Yeah. Like at most you overload 7, right? It's
Well, I guess if
overload
you kill
X in
your-
question marks, where X is a maximum
Yeah.
of 7, because you can't have more than 7 minions on the board.
I suppose if they kill your board though, then you get the mana back before your turn starts, so you can have more than 1 mana your next turn.
Yeah,
Or I guess
but
3
yeah.
mana,
But that's
whatever
like
it
the
is.
only upside. But it's still like you
Yeah.
wasted your turn 5 or turn whatever doing nothing.
Yeah,
Well,
and
you
you
made
want
a bunch of
the
minions?
minions to stay alive.
Yeah.
Like
I don't
for
think
the
this card's the
buffs.
worst card, but it's not. I don't know.
Okay, so if you play Living Mana and your opponent responds with Volcanic Potion, who got the better deal?
Well, then in that case, like you just have your mana back and the board's still on like neutral, so it's not the worst. It's like that's not the worst situation, right?
Yeah, but
And
like there's...
ideally, like
you
you're
missed
playing
the
this
third.
with like a buff or something, but yeah.
Okay, so I think we're having a little bit of a discussion on this, but like Peter and Amar, what are your star ratings on this?
Well, originally I thought you got mana crystals back, like not empty.
Full mana crystals.
Like
Well, if your
my
opponent
opinion
goes on
definitely
their
changes.
turn,
Yeah, but if they played on their turn, it's still not.
yeah,
good.
if they're killing your guys on their turn, then like the living card didn't like.
Yeah. So
The
I'm
board's
gonna
not
go
safe.
from a 3 of what I originally had this at to a 1. It's definitely really bad.
Yeah, this is Amar. What do you think?
I think it's really tough to rate this card. It could be like sleeper OP and token decks. Like you just play a bunch of it's one like because usually in token decks, right, you have to spend a bunch of resources to make a bunch of 1/1s or
Right.
2/2s. And this you just play one card, you make a bunch of 2/2s. You play like Soul the Forest or adapt them or something.
Right.
Well,
And
if
you've
you
got
have
a
to
board.
play this first, and then you lose your mana, so you can't play Soul the Forest.
Oh, but you still have 3. No, you can play it in the same turn, maybe turn 9, and then next turn you have like some mana. You can. I think you have enough mana for Savage Roar, right? So you could just play this into Savage Roar. New
Yep.
combo, right?
Yeah, but like, is this better? Like, honestly, I would play Force of Nature over this card. I would play
Yeah,
Force of Nature over
maybe.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if the
don't
choice
know.
was Living Mana or Force of Nature, Force of Nature.
But the thing is though, like it's one card make a full board. Like usually you have to play Violet Teacher, Innervate, a bunch of cards to make a full board. But this card's one card make a full board, so that's like the upside for it. But the
Yeah, but
downside
like
is like
we could
the
spend
effect
one more
is pretty
mana.
garbage.
We could spend one more mana and play Onyxia.
Yeah, that's actually true.
So
If you wanted to make a full board, yeah.
is this a 1 out of 5 for you too?
I'm not sure if I'd put it a 1. I think it's a really hard card to rate because
Okay.
it could be sleeper OP. I'm gonna give it like
I'll put you at a 2. I'll put you at a 2.
Yeah.
Okay, because it could be Sleeper OP. I don't know.
I really like this card, but I really think it's garbage.
Okay, on curve we could just be playing. For me, it's just on curve we could be playing Force of Nature. At its best, we could just wait one more mana and just play Onyxia. Like
Yeah. Wait, is it Force of Nature 6 cost now?
Force of Nature. No, it's still 5.
No,
it
it's
just doesn't
5,
make any
yeah.
charge. Just
They-
doesn't make any charge.
they lowered the cost and moved the charge. Yeah, I've seen that card in forever.
Yeah. Rip in peace. All right.
Yeah.
So-
No, not Rip in Peace, man. I hated that card. Anyway,
All right. So up here we have the new card. We have another card. It is a 7 mana beast. It is the giant anaconda. It is a 5/3 with death rattle. Summon a minion from your hand with 5 or more attack. Amar, what do you think of this card?
well, a 7 mana 5/3 is not very very reassuring, but it could summon a good minion. Like I don't know. The thing is, like a lot of these 5-cost minions that you're running, if you're running the stuff that's in this deck, you've got like Elder Long Neck. You don't really want to summon a 5/1.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to summon an Ancient of War off of this. That's kind of bad. I guess
Mhm.
cards like Stranglethorn Tiger are pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it depends on how you build your deck, really, but I don't think this card's going to see play in the. Well, I guess it's also 5 attack, so it could activate the Druid quest, but
Yep.
it's.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that good.
Yeah. Peter, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I think you're right that it's kind of just not good in the Druid quest because you want to play low cost 5 attack minions, so that kind of messes up with the outcome of the death rattle.
Mm-hmm.
Like really just 7 mana. It's way too big an investment for something like that.
Right.
Like if it was 6 mana, then it might be decent. It's just a normal ramp deck. But,
Oh, was it Death Rattle? I thought it was Battle Cry. Death
No.
Rattle is so much worse.
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy, that's That's awful. I thought
Yeah.
it was, sometimes I thought it was Battle Cry. Yeah, that's
Am I
garbage.
changing you to a 1 out of 5 from a 2?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'll give it a 1 out of 5
Yeah.
too.
All right, I'm gonna stick with the 1 out of 5 as well. I think this is immediate disenchant. Like, for one thing, it's a grossly understated minion for 7 mana. Like, this is worse than a Boulder Fist Ogre, and a Boulder Fist Ogre is a 6 mana 6/7. So
Yeah.
sure, you can make the argument that, well, you want the giant anaconda to die. Is like, yes, but you know, there are so many other Death Rattle minions that are just at their cost level are efficient minions. Like Dark
Wait.
Cultist comes to mind, Shifting Shade comes to mind, like Sludge Belcher comes to mind. Like all of these are minions that are statted for their mana cost and like do have a useful Death Rattle. This has a useful Death Rattle. Don't let that like fool you. And this also does synergize with the Druid quest, but it's a 5/3 for 7. Like at 7 mana, if you're not playing an Ancient of War, like then you're just doing it wrong.
I just realized something.
Okay.
This card is off Druid.
Okay.
Maybe
You
not.
can run like, well, I guess you can't run Sylvanas, so it's not as good.
No,
But I mean,
Sylvanas
What if
is
it pulls
gone,
this
dude.
off though?
Ripperoni and Pepperoni.
Yeah, pulls Nizath. Nizath's a 5 attack minion. Synergize with the quest. But no, I guess if you're running like a really greedy Druid, you can only pull cards like I was gonna say Ragnarok, but that's rotating out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we
Like,
have
I don't
any
know.
other Death Rattles? Are there any other Death Rattles in Druid that are like worth it?
Not really.
Probably not. Like
We're
I don't
losing.
see why you wouldn't run Ancient of War over this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
like this card that
like
much.
if
You could put like a Yashiraj or like something like silly like that out of your. But if you're running Yashiraj in your deck and this card, I feel like your deck is not that good.
Yeah. I feel like I would run Yashiraj and not this card.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to move on to the next card, which is the quest. Finally, Jungle Giants.
Quest we've been alluding to this whole
This
whole
we've been
time.
talking about this quest the entire time. And it's Jungle Giants a quest, so this is always going to be in your opening hand, by the way. This is the quest mechanic. And you summon 5 minions with 5 or more attack, and your reward is Barnabas, which is the next card. And as Barnabas the Stomper is a 5 mana 8/8. Reduce the cost of minions in your deck to 0. And wow, this card is good. Okay, this quest is great. I'm gonna start off with my opinion of this because so in Magic the Gathering we have a little lingo for the types of players that there are, and you have Johnny the combo player, Spike the competitive player, and Timmy the power gamer, right? Timmy the power gamer loves just playing huge fucking creatures, just big shit on the board, just windmill slam like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna play freaking Curd Ape, I'm gonna play like a Mistcutter Hydra for like so much mana, and like this is like one of the big reasons why I love Druid. Is just like Druid.
It's
loves
the Timmy
playing big-
quest.
Oh man, it's the Timmy quest, and man, I love playing big stuff. And on top of this stuff, on top of the reason that I love this card, like it might be like a little bit biased that I'm giving this card's rating, but I also think that the reward for this quest is super worth it. So making all minions in your deck cost 0 is just a complete replacement for Aviana. And on top of that, it's the same mana cost. So you could play this, play Malagos, and then just kill your opponent. Like, you have enough mana to Moonfire it twice and then swipe. And then also, I don't know, do something else.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So,
I totally didn't think about the combo potential with this card.
yeah.
This could be insane. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I guess
Like,
snowball's not
can you fit 5 minions with 5 or more attack in a combo deck like that though? If you can, this card can
Yeah.
do some work actually. This is one of those cards that's like a sleeper combo card. They didn't realize they printed a combo card just now.
Yeah.
All
So
right,
this
so
is
the
definitely a 4 out of 5 for me. The only reason it's not a 5 out of 5, like you should absolutely always play this card, is because of what Amar just said over to my my left. I need to
Yeah.
get used to this because I keep like looking at my screen and just be like this way, and like, oh no, he's over here. Okay, but like so you have to put 5 attack minions in a combo deck, and that's the only reason it's a 4 out of 5 for me. And like if you want to go for that Malagos combo, like you have to play Ancient of War, you have to play like Stranglethorn Tiger, you have to play like
Those
all
aren't
these
bad
5
cards on their own.
They're not awful, but they
Well,
take
You probably run
away
Ancient
from
of
what
War
you want to be
anyway.
doing.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, Amar, what do you think of this card?
Well, I mean, I don't have much more to say about this. I really like the combo. I really like the combo potential of this card. It could do some cool stuff. I don't think it makes. I mean, if you're running a deck like that's not a combo deck, it's basically just like you play this quest and then you just play your entire hand
Yeah.
and you win, which is cool too. But I'm really excited to see how if this can work with combo decks. Like I'm a huge fan of combo decks. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be trying this card.
So
I still kind of want to. I don't think it's that great. I think I'll give it a 3.
okay.
I don't know exactly how good it is, but I mean, I'm gonna try it for sure. I want to play some combo decks.
And Peter, what do you think?
Well, this is one of the cards I'm most excited for. However, I am kind of wondering about this wording. It says minions in your deck to 0.
Oh, so
does that
in your
not
hand,
include
just
cards in your
deck.
hand? Because that could ruin a combo.
Right.
Yeah, that could ruin a combo. That's true.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna give
So
it a
I'm
3
not
out of
sure
5?
if it's just misworded or if it's like supposed to be that way. Like if you brewmaster a Cthulhu or something, will your brewed Cthulhu still be 0 mana or no?
Right.
That's the question. And I mean, if the answer is yes, it's still 0 mana, then this card's insane. You just play OTK
This is the
Cthulhu
combo.
Druid with like a bunch of big taunts to
Yeah.
help you late game get that quest up,
Yeah.
and then just OTK them
Mm-hmm.
really easily. But if it turns out that it's only cards in your deck at the moment, I mean this card's still decent in Ramp Druid, but it's just not as strong for like it can OTK at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
If it's like only reduces minions in your deck, then it's just another card that encourages you to play big minions. Just slam big minions. It's not really much of a combo card anymore. So I guess if it's actually just cards in your deck, not in your hand, I'm not as excited about it anymore.
All right.
We'll wait and see. It still
I
seems
don't
like a cool card nonetheless.
I still think this is sweet either way. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see like Cthulhu, just because like
know,
you
but,
do
like,
still have the crazed Arakoa, I think it is, the cursed Arakoa, which is the 6/7 taunt or the 5/7 taunt.
Dark Arrow.
Yeah,
that's
that's a
the
5
big
attack
card.
minion.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's really sweet. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Speaking of 5 attack minions, let's talk about the Druid Legendary, which is a 10 mana 12/12. Can't be targeted by spells or hero powers.
What does it have to do with 5 attack minions?
What? It's a 5 attack. It's a 5 attack or more minion.
It's 5 attack or more. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
And also, imagine playing this for 0 mana. So this actually does have some synergy with the original thing here. So what do you guys think? I think this is a 3 out of 5. I think it's just okay. I'm not entirely sure, but like if you're playing the quest and this is in your deck, then it's bonkers. But like if not, then it's like a 10 mana 12/12. That's still very, very hard to kill. So even at its worst, it's still like a decent card to play. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know if this card definitely sees play, but it's like it's a big card, so that's gonna be fun. To like tech in and jam down, whether or not like
Pile of stats.
Yeah.
like I'm kind of upset that it's not anything like crazy interesting. No, like real new mechanic or anything like that, like most class legendaries get.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as far as the card itself goes, it's not the worst thing ever.
Right.
I'd give it like a 3 out of 5.
All right, 3 out of 5. And
All right,
guys,
you know
what do you think?
You know what the combo is? This is a beast, right?
Yeah.
So you play this quest, right? Then you go Bran, Tarantus, and play the Menagerie Warden. and summon.
Crickets, though.
Yeah, it's gonna have 3 of these on the board, and then you just win the game. But by that's the combo, right? But by itself, it's just it doesn't do much. Like when you play it, it doesn't really do much. Like it's just a 12/12. I mean, I guess if it's gonna survive a turn, so I guess it gets in for 12. So I don't hate it.
Right.
And then you've got like a lot of mana ramp, so you can get this out early. So
Yeah.
you can get it out, your opponents can't deal with it. But then I'm thinking like, do I ever just want to run Yashiraj instead of this card? Like it's also a big pile of stats, a
You
bigger
would run
power.
both.
Yeah.
You can just run both. That's pretty greedy. But you
Porque
can
no los dos, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yashiraj pulls this card out, you win. Barn
Yeah.
into Yashiraj into this card, easy.
Oh my god, easy. Just the easiest game of your life.
I don't know. I'd give this card a 2 because I don't think it's going to see much play, but I still think it's a cool card. I still think it's going to be
You
amazing.
could definitely pull off some bullshit with this.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
Yeah, you can do some stuff with this card for sure.